Alright folks, it's Nightmare with Twisted Nightmare Gaming. Doing a solo run, test run over here with the new tripod. Getting ready to profile a deck for y'all today. If you couldn't tell when I initially had it out, do apologize for the glare, but we are doing Fluffals, Frightfurs, whatever you want to call them. Five Nights at Freddy's, as Lunar Star 10-3 likes to call them. It's another deck I have in my possession that she just can't stand, of course. But let's go ahead and get into it. I'm not going to show any combos because I'm not running the Brilliant Fusion engine in here because I don't want to. I want to keep it as close to the deck that my brother had it when he first made it. So, there you go. 3 Fluffal Bear. That one's kind of self-explanatory. Everybody who runs this deck usually runs Bear at 3. I am running 1 Fluffal Cat for a different combo engine in here. 3 Dog. He's your main searcher. 1 Octo. 1 Owl. He's your poly without having to have poly. 3 Penguin. 2 Sheep. And 2 Wings. That's actually it for all the Fluffal monsters. Like I said, I'm not really going in depth in with this deck. If you've seen a lot of them, you've seen pretty much what they do. They spit out fusion monsters like no one's business. Most of the time, you have to use the fusion monsters that you had on the field in order to get most of them back with like Sabretooth. So 3 Chain for the edge imps and 1 Sabers. I will not be stopping anything from happening with this deck. We don't run any hand traps. That's it for the monsters. It's if you stop me, you're probably going to win, but if I go second and you can't stop me, I'm going to kill you. That's basically the gist of this deck. My brother, when he first made this deck, did put a few cards in here that most people would not expect to see in a Fluffal deck. So we actually do run 2 Dark Fusion. At the end of the day, all the fusion in this deck are fiends. Dark Fusion is for a fiend monster. There's another reason why we in this, because technically it is a spell speed 4. Because you can't activate anything in response to this card being activated. So that's one of the reasons why it's in here. It pretty much prevents your opponent from doing anything to you when you use that one as one of the fusion cards. We do have another setup for that in here too. I also run 2 Foolish Burial Goods. Yeah, I know they're not the secret rares. I don't care. I actually like the ultra rare version, and especially for this deck, because a lot of this stuff in here is either it's actually very rarities. So basically, that's to get the toy vendors in the grave if you don't have wings. 1 Fright for Factory. 3 Fight for Fusion. And then probably one of the best Fright for cards that took 2.5 years for it to hit the States. 3 Fight for Patchwork. And then the other way we sit here and set up where your opponent can't respond to anything, any of the fusion cards in the deck. 2 Magical Meltdowns. You would think that we're building we're doing Invoked engine in here. No, the Magical Meltdown is literally in there to tell you, no, you're not responding to the fusion cards being played. Sorry. Try again. 1 Monster Reborn, 3 Poly, and 3 Toy Vendor. The Toy Vendor is kind of self-explanatory. We run 3 traps in the deck. 1 Fright for March, 2 Necro Fusion. And that is actually it for the main deck. Alright, so for the extra deck, we run 4 links and 11 fusions. All the fusions are all Fright for monsters, so it's kind of to be expected. Sorry if I end up casting a shadow. 1 Fright for bear, 1 chimera, 1 daredevil, 2 kraken, 2 saber-tooth, 1 sheep, 1 tiger, 2 wolf. So basically what you're trying to do is get out the saber-tooth with something else, with one of the other fusions in the grave, bring back the other fusion, run over your opponent. Point blank period, cut and dry, end of story. That's the main basis of this. But but if you are trying to summon more than one of these at a time and you don't have a saber-tooth, then you have to run some link monsters in here. I don't run any nightmares. Don't really need them. You're really looking to get the downward point, the downward, the bottom left and bottom right, or at least one pointing straight down. So 1 Decode Talker, 1 Link Karibo, 1 Saryuja, and then Underblock Digger. So if I had more, to be perfectly honest with you, I'd probably be running two, possibly 3 of these, because when I was testing it, I was testing it with 2 of these, 2 Saryuja. Because Saryuja really does come in handy. Yes, it does look like you really do neg with when you do Saryuja in this deck, but that extra draw and then the extra special allows you to do a lot of things, especially if you have Magical Meltdown on field, because then you can just keep going, spitting out fusions like it's nobody's business. So, truth be told, when my brother and I first started building this deck, these didn't exist, so it was Master Rule 3. So it was pure fusion spam. But since we're in Master Rule 4, we gotta run some links. These are the only 4 that y'all ever actually play in this deck. Because you don't have enough darks to do witches, you can do Lansorphicus, but I don't have it, so I can't run something I don't own. I actually do have another Saryuja, but it's with another deck. I just didn't feel like driving it out, so that's why I put in the Decode Talker for the extra downward pointing arrows. No, what do you call it? No Link Spider, because you don't run any normals. You do have literally 1 target for Link Karibo in this entire deck, and that's Fluffal Wings. So if it ever somehow for some reason becomes a dead card on the field, it never really becomes a true to life dead card on the field if it's your turn. If it's your opponent's turn, you're screwed, because it's probably going to get run over really fast and very painfully. But tell me what you guys think. If you have any other suggestions of what I can do to change it, feel free to let me know in the comments. This is Nightmare with Twisted Nightmare Gaming. Be on the lookout for a couple of more deck profiles later this week. I do have some interesting takes on some other decks that I'm going to profile later this week on my own. Send your well wishes to my brother and partner Twisted, because he is actually sick right now. So shoot him some shout outs, show him some love. Check, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell for all notifications. Over the next couple of weeks, we're probably gonna be pumping out a lot of videos, at least 3 to 4 a week. I know because myself and Lunar Star 10-3 went to Ranger Stop yesterday. I have some videos that I shot on my own. She has hers that are already up on her channel, Lunar Star 10-3. She's already posted some of them. Don't forget, she also does reviews on Power Rangers and Ninja Turtle Rise of the TMNT. She just posted a couple of those today, and last night as well. I also went to I have some videos coming up for just testing out the tripod while I was at an indie wrestling show last night for WXW down here in Mineola. So we have that coming up as well. I'm going to probably upload a couple of those a day. We do have an interview with a surprise twist probably going up later this week as well. But again, you guys, this is Nightmare, Twisted Nightmare Gaming. Y'all have a good day.